You know, we've all heard those old stories, right? The ones about buried treasure. But what if the real prize wasn't the gold at all? What if it was the test you had to pass just to get to it? Well, today we're diving into a fable just like that. It's about this ancient tree with a powerful secret. And believe me, it doesn't just promise riches. It reveals the truth about who you really are.
And really, this is the question that kicks the whole thing off. Think about it. It's a pretty powerful thought experiment, isn't it? If everything you ever wanted was right there, within reach, what would you be willing to show about yourself to get it? See, this story isn't just about a chest of gold. It's about the real price of ambition and the kind of mirror a treasure like this holds up to our very souls.
Okay, so our story starts in this little village called Madhopur, and this village basically lives in the shadow of this enormous, ancient, and kind of menacing banyan tree. Now, this isn't just any old tree, it's a full-blown local legend. For generations, people have been whispering about it, some with hope, talking about a hidden treasure, others with fear, telling stories of spirits that punish the greedy. So right from the get-go, this tree is the absolute center of everything.
And smack dab in the middle of this story are four people who are totally on a collision course. First up, you've got Ramu. He's our honest farmer, kind of the story's moral compass. Then there's his so-called friend Shekhar, who represents that part of us that always wants the easy way out. The bad guy in this tale, that's Suraj, a cruel moneylender driven by nothing but power. And then, sort of watching over them all, is Kalavati, the village mystic, who definitely seems to know more than she's letting on. The funny thing is, they all see the tree as an answer to their problems, but man, are they asking very different questions. So what's the spark that finally lights this fire? Well, for Ramu, it's pure, crushing desperation. He's totally trapped, in debt up to his eyeballs to the ruthless Suraj. But just when he thinks he's hit rock bottom, his friend Shekhar shows up with what looks like a miracle, a map that supposedly leads to the tree's treasure. I mean, talk about the ultimate temptation. It's a perfect storm of need crushing right into opportunity.
All right, so needing some kind of, guidance, they go to see Kalavati, the village mystic. And you totally expect her to just laugh him out of the room, right? Call it a fool's errand. But she does the complete opposite. She looks them dead in the eye and says, yep, the treasure is real. But that confirmation, it's not comforting at all, because it comes with a very serious warning.
And this right here, this is the #1 rule of the whole story. The treasure isn't just buried somewhere. It's protected by what's basically a moral alarm system. So it's not about being smart enough to find it, it's about being pure enough to claim it. And that sets up the huge central conflict, right? Can any flawed human being ever actually pass a test this absolute?
So, they finally get to the banyan tree. And at night? Oh man, it is way more terrifying. The roots are twisting like giant snakes, and the branches look like skeletal arms reaching down for them. But here's the thing. The real danger isn't the tree, because hidden in the shadows, that horrible moneylender Suraj is watching their every move, just waiting to pounce and steal whatever they uncover. So Kalavati reveals how to get to the treasure, and it's not a map with an X on it, it's a ritual. She tells them there are 3 keys to unlock the secret, but they aren't actual keys. Nope. They need the blood of a courageous heart, the tear of a true believer, and a truly precious sacrifice. These aren't just random ingredients for a potion, they're direct tests of who these people are on the inside.
And this is where the first real test kicks in. Ramu, he offers his mother's silver ring. It's literally the one precious thing he owns. It's a true sacrifice, coming straight from the heart. Shekhar, though, he offers an old coin from his grandfather. I mean, sure, he's giving something up, but you can just feel his mind is laser-focused on what he's going to get in return. One guy is offering a memory, the other is making an investment. And that difference in their intent, well, it changes everything.
So they complete the ritual and boom, a chest literally rises up from the ground. But just as it does, Suraj makes his move. He bursts out of the shadows, yelling, "This treasure is mine!" His raw, unfiltered greed is just on full display. He shoves everyone else aside to grab his prize.
But this treasure has its own security system. The second Suraj's greedy hands touch that chest, a flash of blue light erupts, and it just knocks him out cold, throws him back. So Kalavati's warning about some protective force? Yeah, that wasn't a metaphor. It was a literal, violent defense mechanism. And Suraj, well, he just failed the test. Big time. And here's the first huge twist of the story. That chest, it was never the real treasure. It was a decoy, a brilliantly designed trap,
just to get rid of anyone who was unworthy. This proves the legend is 100% real and its rules are absolute. But believe me, this is only the beginning.
Okay, so with the greedy guys out of the way, the true path to the treasure can finally be revealed. And it is not what anyone was expecting. The story's about to take a sharp turn here, away from just gold and jewels to something much, much deeper.
From the very roots of that giant banyan tree, a small plant starts to grow. And on it are flowers that are glowing with this incredible golden light. You can almost feel them humming with energy. This is the real treasure, not some dusty old chest of gold, but something alive, something magical, and something pure.
And this, right here, this is the final test. And it's brutally simple. When Ramu gently picks one of the flowers, it glows even brighter in his hand, like a clear sign that he's been accepted. But then, Shekhar, still dreaming of all the money it's worth, reaches out for one and it instantly withers into dust. The treasure itself is the judge, and it just delivered an instant, devastating verdict on his soul.
Okay, we're at the climax of the story now. This is where everyone has to face the music for their choices. Nature itself, channeling its power through this ancient tree, is about to hand down its final, unwavering judgment.
And then everything just explodes into action. A desperate Shekhar tries to snatch another flower, but the tree itself strikes back, burning it to ash right in his hand. At that exact moment, Suraj wakes up and lunges at Ramu in a blind rage, but the tree's roots shoot out and trap him. And in this amazing act of compassion, Ramu actually pleads for Suraj's life, and the tree listens. And then, in the silence after all that chaos, Kalavati reveals the story's final, biggest secret. And this is the mind-blowing part. Kalavati wasn't just some mystic guide. She was the guardian of the treasure. That precious sacrifice she mentioned for the ritual, it wasn't an object. It was her entire life, which she dedicated to finding the one person pure enough to be the tree's next protector. So this whole quest, it wasn't just a test for Ramu, it was the final exam of her lifelong duty. And he passed.
And with her purpose finally fulfilled, Kalavati's physical form just dissolves into light. She was like a bridge to this ancient legacy, and now that she's passed the torch to Ramu, her time is over. The transfer of power, of responsibility, is complete, and it leaves Ramu with not just a treasure, but with a really profound duty.
So, what's the big lesson here? What's the moral of this whole fable? Well, it seems to be that true wealth isn't something you can just go out and own. It's something you have to become. The tree teaches us that greed is basically a poison that blinds you to what's really valuable. And integrity? That's the only key that can unlock life's greatest treasures. In the end, it seems your character isn't just about how you act, it's your destiny.
And that leaves us with one last, unavoidable question that this story poses to every single one of us. If that tree tested you, right now, this very second, what would it find in your heart? That's a question worth chewing on long